I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to my sponsor, P2 Collectibles, located at 204 East McGalley Road in Muncie and on eBay as well. So next time you're here in Muncie, let us know. Come give us a visit.
Hey, what is up, y'all? This is Alex from Plus 3 TCG, and I'm coming at y'all with a deck profile tonight. We are looking at Thunder Dragon Dino Shaddolls. Now, that is quite a lot to fit in an engine, but now that we have Construct back, I think it is fairly viable, considering that we can send light targets that are effective for Construct to be able to do stuff. So, with that in mind, let's just go into the deck profile and some of the theory crafting behind the deck. This is still a pretty new idea, so it's still in the testing phases. So far, so good, but let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know if you think I can improve this at all. So we're starting with 3 Roar. This with the Dino engine is very effective, so we're trying to max out on this. I know in some variants of Thunder Dragons, people say this one is slightly brickier, so they have cut it to 2. And 3 Dark, because this is just a good searcher for the deck. 3 Hawk, also kind of potentially weird, because in pure 3 is good, but in dinos you could argue that you don't need as many of these. But I think now that we don't have as many starters in the form of Gold Sark or Brilliant Fusion, we need to maximize on the usable Thunder Dragons. So that's why I think we're playing 3. No, I think that's why it's good to play 3. And then for the supporters, 2 Batteryman Solar. 1, it's a Foolish Burial for Thunders. 2, it is a light. And 3 is a Link. I don't want to say spam. It's a Link enabler because of the second part of its effect. And then we're playing 1 Armageddon Knight. This just has a lot of good utility. You can send your Darks. You can send your Roars. Sorry, you can send your Koalas to get its effect off. You can send your Shaddolls. It has a lot of utility in the deck, so I figured adding 1 of these and only playing 2 Solar was pretty effective. And so far, so good. But it does, I guess, you're not able to send Giant Rex, I guess, if that's the one complaint about this. But Solar can't do that either. So I just think Armageddon Knight has enough utility to warrant playing. And then of course we're playing 3 Overraptor, no need to really explain there. 1 Giant Rex, also no need to explain there, just has good utility with the deck. 2 Koalas, because most plays you should be starting with Koalas, like sending a Koalas to get the pill and then summon your final Koalas so that you can stop the spell, like the Mind Control or anything that's going to clear your Thunder Dragon board, and then just go ahead and get a pill and get your Tyranno out next turn. So we're only playing 1. You could argue in the Dino Thunder Dragon variant you can play 2, because I guess like against Trickstar or something you can get it reincarnation out of your hand. I don't know. I feel like playing 1 is effective in both versions, because you don't really want to brick with it turn 1, which is very possible. And then the Shaddoll lineup, playing 1 Beast, 1 Squamata, 1 Hedgehog, and 1 Falco. So we're only playing a small Shaddoll engine, because this is a going second variant. I should probably have said that at the beginning of the video. This is going second because the most effective strategy with like Shaddoll dinos is going second, because you get maximum value out of Shaddoll Fusion going second, because if they establish a board with an extra deck monster, then you can get a lot of pluses off of that. And I think that's very good with the Thunder Dragons, because you can, with Shaddoll Fusion, you can immediately send a Thunder Dragon. Not the greatest of Thunder Dragons, because you're probably going to be sending, if you're trying to get Construct out, well, really it just depends on what you're trying to do that turn. If you're trying to get Construct out, you're probably going to be sending your Hawk or a copy of Solar if you didn't open it. And then just kind of toolboxing from there. Like if it's Construct, you send those. If it's Winda, you have a lot of targets, because the Thunder Dragons, the really good ones are Dark. So you get like Dark and Roar, you can send for Winda, and then your Shaddolls, obviously. And then for Shekinaga, we're only playing the one target, and that's Giant Rex, so Shekinaga might be a bit more difficult to make, but it has its utility and you can get it out. 3 Ash to round up the monsters. I think that's 26, but this is just the best, arguably one of the best hand traps, and going second, you need to be able to interrupt. 1 Gold Sark. This was arguably needed just because it was an amazing starter for Thunder Dragon, so rest in peace, Gold Sark, but yeah, play 1 because you still need it. Doesn't brick. Foolish Burial to get you your stuff that you need, depending on what you need, because everything is pretty live in the grave. Your Thunder Dragons, your Shaddolls, Koalas, Giant Rex, all that stuff's pretty good. More starters. 3 Fossil Dig just to get us into our Oviraptor, or if you open Oviraptor, you can just go into Giant Rex and send Koalas. Koalas gets you the Pill. Pill can then banish, hopefully, a Thunder Dragon and the Giant Rex in hand, or the Giant Rex that, yeah, the Giant Rex in hand. And then Monster Reborn, because it is a great extender on top of Double Evolution Pill. Arguably a starter card, but sometimes it bricks where you don't open dinos. In that case, you just try to link for Roboticus so that you can get a dino into the grave and then hopefully go off from there. 3 Shaddoll Fusion. Great going second. Even going first 2, you can make cool boards, kind of cool boards in theory, with like Winda and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, something like that, or Shekinaga and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. 1 El Shaddoll Fusion. This one is... the reason I'm playing this is so you can send it with Construct, because obviously you made Construct... Well, not obviously. Ideally, you made Construct with Shaddoll Fusion, or just whenever you make Construct, it's similar to the same way you do in the past, where you would send Shaddoll Fusion or the other fusion that you needed, so that when it left the field, you just grabbed the fusion that you needed and then continue with your turn. That's kind of the theory with El Shaddoll Fusion. However, it doesn't come up a lot, so this could be cut for something else, not quite sure. And then the 1 Thunder Dragon Fusion, because, hey, engine card. Really good fusion card, because it gets you your fusion monsters, and then next turn gets you a next play. On to the extra deck. 1 of the good Shaddolls. 1 super sexy, glad to see her back, El Shaddoll Construct. Just 1. Oh, come on, let's focus. There we go. Focus in on the bay. Man, looking good, glad to see her back. And then Shaddoll, El Shaddoll Winda, and then El Shaddoll Shekinaga. Like I said, these aren't this isn't... El Shaddoll Shekinaga isn't happening as much, but it is there for the potential plays. I guess you could potentially cut it, but there are times where it does come up. And then 3 Colossus, because this is Thunder Dragons, just for me to play 3 Colossus. It's easy to recycle. 2 Titan. This could arguably just be 1 Titan, because if you're making this, it's usually for game, but similar to how Thunder Dragon Titan is used as sometimes an extender, because you will have like a, what am I going to say? Like a Dark or a Roar in hand, and you will need to like use Instant Fusion or use one of your, use Instant Fusion in order to make a play, so you can like continue on with your Thunder Dragon plays, because making a Titan isn't good enough. But yeah, that's why I'm playing 2. It doesn't readily come up, but being able to make 2, I guess, is in theory good. Some Summer Summoner. Wee Witch's Apprentice. It's good with the Armageddon Knight as well, but more times than not you're trying to make Roboticus or some Summer. Summon Sorceress should be pretty obvious. These 2 go hand in hand. Nightmare Unicorn for the spot removal. You could just play Phoenix, because it's not as good to link climb up into a unicorn, because it doesn't like extend your plays. It just clears boards, but you are going second, so it's up to you. You could play Unicorn or Phoenix. I think Unicorn just has more utility and points down as well. So use your Skull Dread. You're almost never using its draw 4 effect. You're just like going into Unicorn or Summon Sword and then linking away the Unicorn or the Summon Sword and another monster for Saryuja so that you can get its special summon, so that you can still make the double Colossus board. I guess you could play Borreload instead if you wanted. This is also kind of open because it's not as important because you have your Shaddolls that can act as like a pseudo stun as well. But there are the potentials for it to come up, so I think it is relevant, kind of relevant to play, but this is kind of the one flex spot. You could play like a Borreload or, yeah. Like I said, these two are kind of the flex spots, the Shekinaga and the Dolka, because they're not coming up as often, going second especially. So maybe you could replace these, but as of now, this is what I'm working with. Let me know what you think they could become down in the comment section below, y'all. Let me know what you think of this cool idea of combining the Shaddoll engine with the Thunder Dragon and the Dino engine. Let me know if you think it is a little too much. Let me know if you think it's just right down in the comment section below, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And this is Alex from +3TCG. Sign out, y'all.